hate these things.
Boom! We are off with another episode of Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Alan Snyder, here with my boy. In Chick-fil-A terms, it's a tic-tac-no. Jew for the block. It's Zach Elias. What's up, buddy?
Wow. What would you get to say? 2:30 thinking that one up? It's taking a long time. Pretty good.
Booze Your Daddy, the podcast. Tuesdays, we do it live. Saturdays, we post it later. We got a whole gaggle of episodes in our queue. Download, listen, rate, review. We appreciate that everybody's sharing these episodes, telling brother-in-laws, telling friends, but most importantly, when you go to a mall and there's a kiosk worker trying to sell you something, no. You turn it around. You sell him something. Booze Your Daddy. It's a great podcast because we like when people love us, but we love when people hate us.
You should flip the script on those guys. It's all they can do to keep them killing themselves is selling those cheap earrings at the mall. Pretty good.
Do you know who flips the script a lot on telemarketers? Because they
gotta be your father. Gotta be. But you know who else loves telemarketers? Jenna's father. He loves to play the game. And he doesn't understand why he gets 75 calls a day because they pick up. If you pick up the phone, they know to keep calling you. Like other ones will know. It's like, why do I get 40 of these a day? Because you play with them. It's like all he's got to like. God.
You shake it more than twice. You're playing with it. Looks like we're about to have a special guest who's going to ruin everything for me because some people.
Julia?
I wish it was just Julia. Come here, buddy. You want to say hi? Oh, Julia, he's going to touch everything. Oh, here he comes. Oh, Mr. Milo and the Kings making a guest appearance.
I loved when he did the draft thing. That was terrific. Now, you're a pussy because he did he ate the peanut. You should have had to drink each beer.
First off, it wasn't a peanut. It was a yogurt smoothie melt. Secondly,
he did his thing. You should have had to drink each of those Coors Lights until we'll see which one of you can stumble first. Which one of you falls down first.
You know that horsey break when he was jumping on my stomach? Yeah. There would have been vomit everywhere for that.
Whatever, man. It is what it is. Whichever one of you, whatever falls first, last man standing.
Got a great episode planned for tonight. But before we get into it, Zach, why don't you tell everybody what you are drinking?
So when everybody zigs, I'm known to zag. My sister, a while ago, I guess, went to Hawaii for 3 weeks and brought me back this. From the Kohana something. Pineapple daiquiri. I've got a cup with ice. I don't know. We both have beer. I'm essentially an alcoholic at this point because I've had so many drafts, and I got George's thing tomorrow, and I got a wedding on Saturday, so in for a dime, in for a dollar. Pineapple daiquiri, Hawaiian agricole cocktail. Daiquiri made with Kohana rum and natural flavors. Refrigerate after opening. Shake well.
I am so goddamn jealous right now. That looks amazing. Well, keeping it local from the Magnify Brewing Company. It's called Watermelon Sugar. How? Smoothie, sour ale, Fairfield, New Jersey. I believe it's 6% alcohol, 5% alcohol. But you know who's going to love tasting this? A little glug, 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 glug,
way too much, but I'll drink it.
He's loving it. Release the Kraken!
It's released.
L'chaim, to me. Happy opening day, buddy.
Oh, it's so sweet. It's so sweet.
And because I'm gonna keep the bit going just because she got it for me. Using the Old Bay mug. I knew that the 16-ouncer would fit in there. This is going to get a little complicated.
It'll fit.
That is very pink and purple.
That's
which
not a lot of carbonation there either.
There's a little bit of head.
I'm sure there is.
There we go. Good stuff. So, Zach got a fun episode planned for tonight. This is episode 241. Calling this one Spoiled Brat.
Which one of us are you talking about, me or Milo?
That's who you think of, even with the picture I posted today. When I said I was going to talk about a spoiled brat, you thought I was going to talk about Milo or you?
How is she spoiled?
Well, when some people zig, I got to zag. Do you know who I'm referring to as far as being one of the most spoiled brats in the world?
Zoe?
Me.
Oh, you,
Me,
yeah.
myself, and I. And I don't mean that in the literal sense as much as I mean it for. It is Thursday night because we had things to do this week, and my Ravens are getting ready to play. And while you may be spoiled in other ways, do you know what you would kill for right now?
The Jets?
Would you not? Like, I was going to ask you, what is your definition of success for the season?
I'm getting them in 3 days, and I kill for them. You haven't been watching this team the last 40 years. I'm miserable that that they're showing up. I'm in full Mets mode now. Let's see Rogers finish a series of downs, and then we'll be excited. I am so measured for this team all the time. I don't win Super Bowls, my team, so I don't get excited for this thing. It's just more pain that I'm paying multiple $1,000s for.
What I'm saying is your definition of success this season with the Jets is AFC Championship, playoffs.
Let's start with finishing the first drive. Then we have other little baby step successes. Maybe finishing the first game. Because I was at that thing, and I have never been in a game that was more exciting to more deflating. A funeral essentially broke out. It's Super Bowl or bust. No, it's bust because it's the Jets. But how is
Really?
it not? Just the quarterback is my age. Eventually,
Super Bowl. So AFC Championship, and it just doesn't matter. You're
it's exciting, but
you're out of your mind. You are such a crazy person.
It's exciting. I won't say it won't be exciting. It'll be one of their. What he do with his hand? The baby does it. It's funny. But
you haven't seen him do this in a while, have you?
In a hot minute. Nor have I seen titties. Titties. He's into it. He's into the street cheese.
Okay. 12-7, you're out of your mind. That's too many. 12-5, you're out of your mind. You would be rock solid.
Of course, but Mark Sanchez went to 2 AFC Championship games. It was pretty good, and one of them I passed out essentially on the bar in the Pittsburgh game. Head down. I had a few. I would be pumped with that. Testaverde did that.
That was my question.
I'd be excited, but success is the Super Bowl. So you show up.
Okay.
Today, every single team's success is the Super Bowl.
You're very wrong. The Carolina Panthers right now, if you told a Carolina Panthers fan that they would make the playoffs and maybe even get a win, they'd be so happy. There's only a handful of teams that are Super Bowl or bust, and you, sir, are not one of them.
And Timmy Two Tits says I am correct.
Well, that's because he's also a Jets fan.
Oh, that's tough.
It's also
bastard.
Tommy Two Tits. Well, I say I'm spoiled because this game doesn't matter to me. None of the games matter to me. We just got to make the playoffs because for us, it literally is Super Bowl or bust.
Your quarterback's 26. My quarterback's 70. We're on borrowed time here.
Well, that was one thing I wanted to talk about. The other thing is, have we officially set our bet? Are we doing the same thing where if your team wins on the week
yours
that
loses,
right?
Yeah, we'll take a shot ski.
Right.
This thing.
We easily could have made this
even a cologne bottle.
It does look like you take a schwitz.
Yeah. Corona by Milo.
Upside down. I guess what I'm saying is we definitely could have done one team as a bye week, this and that, but then we just turned alcoholics because we're basically taking shots.
Pretty much there, man. Like it's every night.
You're feeling good. Zachy, fantasy football is in full effect, and I have 7 new clever names that I've waited so long to share with you.
You're in 7 leagues?
Yeah, let's go with 7. I said the 7 names I wanted to share with you.
I'm in 3, and one of mine is always Scandals and Animals. It's a Seinfeld reference.
I did more best ball drafts this year where you just draft it and then you don't have to do anything. You just wait to see what happens by the end of the year. So a couple more of those. I thought I'd take a shot. There's some big contests that I was roped into. But
I had the number 1 pick in 2 leagues. One of them was a 2 QB league. It's a weird thing.
I had a lot of leagues, more than I'm sharing with you. I think I had a number 3 pick once. That was it. Absolute horseshit. And I rigged one of the drafts.
Pretty good.
Going backwards, I got to give a shout out to Chicago Seth because he always comes up with a Jewy name, which sometimes is clever.
And I'm Jewa. Oh, that's the best one ever. Oh, I just found gold.
Oh my God, that's so good because in one league, anybody who goes Hawk Tua, we've already said stupid. Some dummy hardo in one of my leagues did a Tua joke, but Hawk Tua is really good. I might have to add that. So I tried to win the Jew team name. And I went with Jordan Lulav. Now, I do this in a team.
Julia, what does that mean?
What's a Lulav? She's shaking her head no. She's got nothing.
She's shaking a Lulav?
I wish.
Lulav.
Yeah, 15 months ago was the last time
I've had my Lulav shaken since a few perms ago.
So I thought I would win against Chicago Seth. His team name, Parting the Red, CJ Stroud.
I like yours better.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, this is good.
It kills me to say that. Yours is, and by the way, it's a lot better. It's not even close. Yeah.
Wow.
This is a thinker. His is obvious. His is bludgeon you over the head with it.
Yeah. Another one, the guy who runs it is a big 90s movie, big music fan. I thought it was clever because he also he's super weird about texting anything related to, when you
show
pay
me your TDs and I'll show you mine.
When you pay for the league on Venmo, he's always name your last favorite Bruce Willis movie. Name the last this. Like you can't say anything related to gambling.
Can you say Color of Night? That's a weird one.
He loves Wayne's World, so I named my team We're Not Worthy, and the picture is of Xavier Worthy. Not great.
Not bad.
Not bad, though. All right, I think this kid's done.
Oh, Wayne's World is Reggie Wayne.
Reggie Wayne's World from back in the day?
Bad. It's not bad.
Good. Hug, Jua. Not doing
I just black out.
All right, let's get to the good ones. In the league with a bunch of fans from all over, there's a guy that is a Chargers fan, so I went with Control plus Alt plus Delete for Joe Alt, but also a very obscure reference that I'm guessing 15-year-olds don't understand.
That's terrible.
Terrible? Even with the pluses?
Complicated.
Did you never download things and your computer would freeze and you would hit it twice to restart?
Yeah, of course, twice. You have to hit it 4,000 times and then you get the blue screen of death.
Control Delete you thought was horrible? Wow. Okay. All right. Maybe it wasn't good. In Julia's league, a lot of
You're welcome.
Bowing
out gracefully.
A lot of Game of Thrones fans in Julia's league. I couldn't resist going with Ola Vagar.
It's not bad.
The problem is the spelling of it to make it sound right. It's Ola Vagar. It's because the way the VHA and the VA, it's hard to understand, and nobody in her league is smart enough to understand it. So I'm kind of laughing on my own with that one. So whatever. Let's get to some good ones. I took over a team from some guy whose name was Chi, not that Barney, a different Barney, some other Korean. But who would have thought there's more than one Chi in this world?
Over there.
Exactly. And people used to make fun of this guy because he was such a terrible player. And I just thought I would keep using his name in my team names. So with a picture of Kareem Hunt, my team name is Kareem Cheese.
What about Korean Hunt?
But spelled CHI''S.
Pretty good.
All right. And this one I have in one league and for my pick'em. But in the Purple Fantasy League, Purple Softball Fantasy League, I am Ozempic 6.
I like it.
You should see people at the draft today goes, Ozempic 6? What's that mean? I'm like, it's like Ozempic 6.
I like it.
There you go. And keeping that one in my pick'em team name, I am Ozempic'em.
Yeah, pretty good.
But my favorite one that I decided to go against your recommendation, where you and I said, how many people in the league need to get the inside joke for it to make sense? Well, it's a league of 12 people. Only 5 of us even make new team names. Half the league keeps the same stupid fucking names they've had for the last 20 years. Mm-hmm. So you know what? Of the people that change their names, everybody gets the joke. So remember that fateful night when I was in Dallas and one of my friends, Seattle Josh, was flying to Dallas and landed in Utah, and the guy was handcuffed. I believe I sent you the video, showed you the video, told you about the video. Screaming.
Duct taped shirtless, right?
Duct taped shirtless, going, I have autism. I have autism. Fantasy team name where I used that video, took a screenshot.
Is it the kicker? Is that where we're going here? The Dallas kicker?
My team name is I have Harbautism.
It's not bad.
Not bad?
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I got, from the 3 people it was for, a standing ovation, which is all excellent. That matters. With the picture of the guy looking cross-eyed. Because eventually as he's jumping, he stares at the camera, and he's just looking at it like this.
That's pretty good.
Zach, feeling quirky? Let's get jerky.
All right. I'll just in general, as an aside, Adam West, original Batman, apparently. Yeah, did you read this article?
This is old news.
Slept with so many women in the city of Aspen, banned him for 15 years.
That I didn't know.
To come back because he just mowed down Aspen.
No, it's old news. That's why they make fun of him in Family Guy, because he was so like weird and creepy.
I didn't know he got kicked out of a city for 15 years for fucking.
I didn't know you could get kicked out of a city.
Adam West can. Apparently, Michael Keaton wants to go back to his original name for movies now. His original name is Michael John Douglas. There's already a Michael Douglas. What you not want to see play Beetlejuice or Billy Blazkowski. If you've never seen Night Shift, it's terrific.
It's your second Night Shift reference in one episode? Come on. You're
What was
better
that
than
a
that.
Night Shift reference?
Didn't you make a night something? We were talking about Wayne's World.
That's not Night Shift. Night Shift is Henry Winkler and Michael Keaton Douglas over here.
Hey.
Ridiculous. He wants to go back to his name.
The weird part about Michael Keaton is he's a stand-up. That guy is a paid regular at the Comedy Store who then got into acting.
So, do you know what the hell is her name? Kwa Bethune is? Got Croix. Quirks?
Yeah.
Whatever. She's, well, first off, she's her. She's a United States women's soccer player.
Say that country again.
United States. America.
You said United. Like you're flying United States.
Whatever it is. She injured herself throwing out the first pitch at the Nationals game. Out for like forever. The tore her ACL or something. How bad? It must have been 95% of the way there. If throwing out a first pitch will do that to you.
Yeah, not great.
But like for an athlete, that's awful.
She's an Olympian?
I don't know. She's like she's gonna go to the US MLS thing. She's a soccer player. She's a professional athlete who tore her ACL throwing out a first pitch.
Maybe she landed funny on the mound.
Did you see Yulia? Not the one in your house, the tougher one. Putintseva, what she did at the US Open. She was having a goddamn temper tantrum and took it out on the ball girl who just stood there.
Like a scarecrow? Did you see that? Or she threw the ball? And
she just let it bounce off her and hit her while locking eyes with this girl who didn't know what to do. Fantastic.
I had to read the comments to understand the context because it was just so
There really
weird.
was no context. She just had a bad minute and decided, like, this is the punk kid I'm going to take it out on.
I didn't know the decorum. I didn't know the procedure for, here, I have a ball, but to stand like a scarecrow and you drop a ball and then go back to scarecrow.
Why didn't the ball girl say to you, fuck yourself? Here's 3 balls. You figure it the fuck out. Fire me.
It's the highlight of this little girl's life. She's probably
so with that, by the way, giving it to some pro. Because, by the way, the court would have gone nuts for her.
Does she go hawk to a viral?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Gets all the money?
It's got to be sexy. But, like, if you rile up a crowd in New York, she's being a punk. Come on. Like, the Queen's crowd would have been totally on the side of the ball girl.
Something's wrong with me. When you said the Queen's crowd, I was like, we have a queen now? But then was that, the Queen. Okay.
We might. Speaking with tennis and being bratty, Coco Gauff, Zoe's girl, had a temper tantrum, like Zoe, for having kids come down to do autographs before the match was over. Like, essentially, the match is over. It's the same thing as leaving your seat or not staying for the credits. The thing is, like, borderline. You're, like, on death's door. But I don't know if she's wrong or not, because you can come back in tennis, and these kids are standing there like schmucks. I hate those giant tennis balls. Get a regular-sized tennis ball and let the person put their name on it. Those stupid basketball-sized ones, because they were coming down early, it was disrespectful. I think I'm sort of on Coco's side. She should have smacked the ball at one of these kids. Teach them a lesson.
To paraphrase, shut up and serve.
Yeah, well, they should shut up and sit there. Paid their money. The Gowanus Canal is stinky and gross, and New York City, to fix this, is spraying Christmas perfume into it.
Like cookies?
I don't know. What does Christmas smell like?
I wouldn't know. It didn't come to my house.
Neither would I. That asshole didn't come to my house either. But I bet it smells better than the Gowanus Canal with like a pine tree air freshener. That's disgusting.
I was really tempted to do a not Christmas episode for you and I. Another top 10 you and I could do, because we don't have Christmas, is the best 10 days of the year that are not Christmas. Because let's be real, Christmas is the best. I guess Christmas Eve.
I love Christmas. Christmas is terrific.
I get it, but you're looking at it a different way. I'm saying if you celebrated Christmas, Christmas is the best holiday. It is the best day.
Mm-hmm.
Does Super Bowl just run away with it, or is this worth doing at one point?
Oh, Super Bowl's good. I wish it was on a Saturday. There's other good days, probably. I like Thanksgiving. We're still doing it.
Yeah, my birthday. Absolutely.
Yeah. Are you familiar with Cam McCormick?
No.
He's fucking Blutarski. He is a 9th-year senior tight end for the University of Miami. 9 years? What is he, a doctor twice? This is the guy. He's like 40.
Wow.
And he's still just playing college football. I mean, I don't know how he's injured and
How old?
All of it. Whatever 9 years of college would be. He's 26.
Well, that was Chris Winkie when he won the Heisman. And then got drafted in the second round. Right? Winkie, I think, was like 26 years old.
How many 9 years of eligibility? It's insane.
I don't think he played.
Wasn't he in the Army or something, Winkie? Or didn't he do a thing?
I don't know. But there was a lot of fantasy team names with Winkie going around.
Do you know who Linda's son is? No. Maybe.
You might need to drop the big. You're picking random fucking people.
All right. Oh, I might live in. You're hip to Asian women. She is essentially the Americans for China. She was arrested on espionage charges.
Yeah.
Terrifying truth. She had a Ferrari. She had all kinds of them. She was in Governor Hochul's administration. Not terrible.
I heard about this, and it just made me go, this is why we just hire straight white men.
Yeah. I mean, like,
if there ever was a
real thing.
This is why you discriminate. You discriminate 100% against people like this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. She got all kinds of, and then she saw rude passengers and said, "Do I look like I care to them?" She's just insufferable.
Yeah, Zoe.
She's, maybe she roughed up. What's his name? Pretty good. Question: are you having sex at this time? No, for both of us. But saucy study reveals the exact moment of most people get it on each week during BYD. No,
is it real?
The answer is
if it was 8:45 on Tuesdays.
Incredible. No, please. The answer is a global study showed, and only 2,000 people, so they're small, some sexually active people, not sexually passive like you and I. But it shows at 10:09 p.m. on a Saturday is the time most people are stopping.
Who's awake?
I am.
10:09?
You're asleep at 10:09 on a Saturday?
I haven't seen 10:09 in a long
time. It takes a lot to turn all this off. 43% of people said that was their favorite time to get freaky.
Come on.
Friday came in with a second of 22%. Sunday and Thursday came in at 10 and 6% respectively. Monday was the least favorite day for sex with just 2% of people. I guess I'm in that 2%. Who the hell knows? But yeah, that's the day and time to do it.
That is fantastic.
It is. Merchants on infamous NYC block are overrun with crooks and hookers. They're begging for help. We're the laughing stock of the nation. What street is this? Crooks and hookers? That looks pretty good. Right there, crook and hooker.
Is it by hook and crook? Is the
Maybe.
Same?
So it's Roosevelt Avenue. Number of sex workers roaming Roosevelt Avenue in Queens has doubled in the past 2 months. Want to do this next week live from Roosevelt Avenue?
See, here's the problem with going out there with the sex workers, and this happened on Tuesday night when we went to
You hung out with sex workers?
I think so. At a German beer hall, the girl comes over with her drindle, her chi-chis are pushed up,
and she called him a wench.
And she goes, "What would you like to drink?" And I was like, "Oh man," because
she actually like German or just doing the shtick.
That was my Eastern European,
right? Yeah, Bratislava.
Yeah, nothing makes it just. Oh nah, I'm all set. I'm just gonna have water at this point.
What'd you want her to sound like?
Not German, just American that got a job.
German place.
I get that, but they're not as German as the other place. The Hofbrau House, they got the Oompa Loompa music going. This place over here, and then they had a Spanish girl come over. I was like, oh, now we're talking.
Really? She should be at Hooters.
Church is church, money is money. I don't care. Hooters is dead. There's no more Hooters.
I know. How has there not been a topless Hooters? Like, just lean into it. Real Hooters.
I don't think you want to.
Why not?
I don't know.
People ogle them and they're wearing the bikini. Just go for it.
They lose the allure. If anything,
it's like the beach.
It needs to be like mostly covered, and then when people order something, you do like a ha and back.
Or they
up.
come when they bring the food out. Yeah. So but when the food gets in, then they're chic and incredible.
Aren't you allowed to be topless in New York City now?
That woman wasn't that thing I said from weeks ago.
Right.
So yeah, it's to be totally clothed until but the minute the food hits the thing, then they come out, show you the goods, put them back, call it a day. So you get the extra 10 seconds of fun.
It's worth it. 100%.
Pull them down, one lap around, and then.
And no age restrictions. If you want to bring in your 9-year-old, God bless.
Yeah. Or your 90-year-old. Bring in Bubby Heitzy. Bring her in and see how this thing goes. Let's have at it. What else we got here?
Wow, a lot for
Oh,
we just had an episode.
Bill de Blasio is just the worst of all time. Right. You've seen him like not eat fold pizza or use a fork and knife. Now he's sprinkling coconut on his pizza and eats it crust first to promote Kamala Harris. So that makes
How
you
does
want to
that
vote the other way.
promote her? Because she's crusty?
I don't know. Look at this asshole. Putting coconut.
Why is he a thing anymore? He's not anybody, right?
What a tool.
Yeah.
Coconut and eating it backwards, the worst. But
Coconut
this.
on pizza? I'm a pineapple guy.
Designer vagina surgery is sure bet to boost women's mental health, new study shows. Women are turning from designer bags to designer vaginas to improve their appearance and boost their mental health, which is scientifically proven to help. Labiaplasty surgery, also known as designer vagina surgery, is up in recent years in the U.S. 217%.
This has been going on for a very long time. I had a patient, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago that was telling me about.
They put hydraulics in?
Well, they do a little nip and tuck, I'll tell you that. But one of my patients told me about a friend who was having a post-mommy rejuvenation. And my only response, and I kept a straight face, was top and bottom. And she said, yeah. I was like, okay.
Pretty good. Well, there's that. I mean,
wow.
That's what I got.
I know what I want for Christmas.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Got a good,
6.
great Hippanonymous from this past weekend. I went and saw this gentleman. He was probably in his mid-50s, maybe late 50s. He tells me he's a retired parole officer, and he's kind of got the look, the build. He's a little more crass the way he's talking. And I said, oh, well, how was it? Like, he goes, nah, I retired. It was just, and I hate to say this, and I know this is not PC, but when I was working, it was real anal. I was like, I'm sorry. Can you, what is that? Okay. And I just kind of nod along like, okay, yeah, sure. And he tells me more about how there are so many rules and so many this. I'm like, oh, that's what he meant. He goes, but the real reason I left, and I know this isn't PC, and I'm thinking, where's he going now? He goes, it just got real vaginal. And I'm like, okay, I'm not sure what you mean this time. He goes, it was just run by women. I'm like, those are the terms that a PO used to talk about his job, was too anal and too vaginal.
I love this guy.
He did not mean either of the orifices.
Well, he definitely the women's one.
Do you got to what you're watching, or can we keep it moving?
We're watching Severance still. It's getting better, a lot better.
Hold this for Tuesday. Got it?
Sure.
Pishadoo of the week. I got
fly through to get to this game, huh?
I got 12 candidates. Let's keep this going. Have you ever noticed that my first candidate is always my favorite, and I think it's good, but I kind of don't want it to win?
Okay.
This is the first one. Well, we've had a couple of house guests the last couple of weeks. 2 weeks ago, we had Julia's friend come visit. She stays downstairs, uses the downstairs bathroom. This past weekend, we had my brother-in-law and their 3 kids. They all stay downstairs. They use the downstairs bathroom. Well, last night, Julia comes out of the downstairs bathroom with a brush about this size and turns to me and says, is this your brush?
What?
Now, I probably have more back hair than most, but
you should have said to a yes. Yeah. Nothing else. Just yes, and then the next one to talk loses.
It was closer to a paddle than anything. And
Jenna has one of those.
Go on.
And a brush, too.
Candidate.
Got it on Roosevelt Avenue.
Candidate number 2. Did you hear about the 4-year-old boy in Israel who knocked over a Bronze Age jar and it broke in a museum? Now, I'm not sure what the Bronze Age is. When I first heard about this, I thought it was a bronze statue. Do you know who I think the Pishadoo is?
Anyone who has something that old, accessible.
Why is a kid able to knock into the thing? Shouldn't it be covered and you can knock the thing forever and nothing happens?
Yeah, it should be bulletproof. Because you never know when like Zoe or I, who are both big art touchers, will show up. Big art touchers. We have both set off an alarm for getting too close to art in the museums.
You know how pandas are having lots of problems reproducing, so when it happens, it's a really big deal, and we're sending Xi Jinping's panda this way and that way. Well, there was a panda that
maybe you should get the vaginal reconstruction. Turn some heads.
Top and bottom.
Top and tails. Let's go.
There was a panda that recently gave birth to twins at panda age 19, which was determined to be our age 57. At which point I'm thinking, you know what? I don't think we exactly know how panda ages work because that's goddamn ridiculous.
Adam West will be fucking at 57.
Not in Aspen.
No, it's insane.
But just the whole concept of, you know how we say like, oh, in dog years and human years, why do we equate that to anything? They should just be, dogs live this long, cats live this long, hopefully less. It's a stupid system. The whole thing drives me crazy. Canon number 4, Zach, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Capri Sun is getting rid of the little pouches and going to plastic bottles?
No, I do not like that at all. You don't need to say another word that wins. The best is when you thought you had it and you shoot it through the back and you've ruined your whole day.
Here's a little fun fact.
Was there anything more defeating than having it go through the back of the Capri Sun? You're fucked. It's like a lightning bolt through it.
We couldn't afford that. We were busy selling whoopee cushions on the side.
You didn't get High C Ecto Cooler? That was good too.
Oh, yeah, but that was in a little carton. That was easy. You go. Here's something that only one person in this world knows, but I have tons of Capri Sun because I always buy a box for when little kids come over, your daughter, the kids. Well, when there's leftover, what do I do with them?
Drink them.
Not exactly. I cut off the top, pour it into a thing, and add rum and ice to it because
this would be amazing with Capri Sun.
Amazing. Yeah.
Amazing. It's pretty good on its own, actually.
Now, when you do one of these cutting off the top, because I'm not going to poke a hole and squirt it, I'm left with a lot of little yellow straws, which then I use for said rum punch drink, and it's fantastic. It looks restaurant quality.
I thought you had like arts and crafts you were doing with them.
No, I'm not that much of a loser.
Yet. Hey, we had to make a diorama last year with Zoe. Most fun I've had in years.
I have a great idea for a diorama. There's a gray couch. There's a little desk. You didn't give me the reaction I wanted on that.
It was good. Did I get to make one of those? If you get to make a shoebox diorama, jump at it.
Did you hear in California they're banning Twinkies, Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and any other food in school that's made with some dye that makes the food illuminate?
Just soft state.
Bunch of Twinkies over there, am I right?
Exactly.
I don't know which electric car I'm going to get first, but now they're starting to make all these like retro cars from back in the day where I'm not a muscle car guy. I couldn't care less about the Knight Rider car. But
so when you can get a Ford Edsel but electric?
With a diesel inside, not diesel, but with an amazing inside, that fully illuminating screen, but it looks like it's an Oldsmobile from the 70s. They're
How
cool
Korean are you?
I said Kareem cheese. Me love you long time.
Yeah,
me eat dog.
Exactly. So they have like a Hyundai, a Honda Civic or a Hyundai Sonata with a huge muffler and it's all pimped out.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
that's what they all get. Okay, fine. So this is electric. You can pick your shitty car though.
I don't think you can pick the car, but my issue with getting old school cars,
original Dodge Dart, that thing sucked.
If they make a VW bus shell that's electric and runs perfectly, take all my money. It does not matter. That's all I want in this world.
Well, you're not having enough kids to fill that thing. You're having one and you're done.
Who said I want to fill it? I want to use it as a podcast studio / house for when I get divorced.
In no time. Get a houseboat.
Houseboat. No, I'm too afraid. I don't think I could do it.
You don't like boats? You held your stomach pretty well. Better than, the certified scuba instructor or, either Shackman.
Can number 7. You're not friends with her, but I have a first cousin that does a lot of Facebook Marketplace. It's just stuff she's tired of. It's really...
You got a sister who does plenty of it too.
It's not anything that's so terrible, but she posted something the other day that really bothered me.
The Carly Simon?
It is. Huh. She's trying to sell a EY coffee mug that I know she used to work there. It's
everything in me thought you just said an Ewok coffee mug. I'm like, take my money. Let's go.
The fact that it was swag that she clearly got from work on a retreat and she's selling it for $5, that bothers me almost as much as the Legos.
It's bad. Nothing's as bad as the plates, but it's bad. The plates was bad, and the used bath mat is bad. I am not in the market for someone else's bath mat. I'm sorry. For $20 or whatever it was.
The candidate here may just be the city of Philadelphia.
When your wet feet touch that thing, it is yours forever.
The city of Philadelphia, they're on my list for 2 reasons, and the fact that you missed one, buckle up, Buttercup. You didn't hear about the couple who parked their truck in front of a river. As they were going at it, Stuppen, probably 10:09 on a Saturday, they hit the car into neutral. The whole thing went into the river. It dropped into the water.
That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, they
Did
lived.
you finish?
I don't know.
You have to.
I feel like you guys are losers. But the other one, did you hear that people are making signs that somebody put up Philadelphia Eagles for Kamala? And then the Eagles had to come out and be like, we are not supporting her. Like, take that down. Except you essentially could go around, as long as you don't get caught putting the things up, you can make signs for anything and anybody. And the press alone, how many people are going to see the sign right now that says New York Jets for RFK before they catch on and you have to do something?
Might as well be New York Jets for BYD.
Say I won't.
You won't. Let's see you do it.
Like BYD.
Then you'll have to explain what it is, and that'll be great press.
Problem is, they're going to Google BYD, and there's one of two people that are getting in trouble. Then they watch 2 episodes, know that you do nothing, and I'm in.
How do you know that, like, super fan stalker, our Mark David Chapman, Ron Katz over here, isn't going to put these signs up for us?
Oh, he's a rule follower. He would never. No way.
No one ever suspects the butterfly.
I thought you were going to sink my submarine when you started talking about the college sports. Did you hear that the Oklahoma State tried putting QR codes on the players' helmets so fans, everyday fans, can click it and donate money to the players? So get the fan. It's like a GoFundMe for your college football team.
Does it work?
Genius idea. The NCAA was like, we didn't think of it. You can't do it. I am against NIL. NIL's so stupid. Oh my God. NIL, I think, is going to ruin college sports because you're just going to see which alumni donor base has the most money, and you're already starting to see a rotation. Alabama donors don't have enough to compete with Texas all money, and when the
now they do when George shows back up there,
Silicon Valley, those people start donating money. You're going to see this weird thing. You know what a really fun one I heard today on the radio?
Silicon Valley is Roosevelt Island, Roosevelt Avenue.
Did you know that SMU apparently has a ginormous donor base?
Huge. And they're fanatic. They're nuts.
Part of them joining the ACC.
Good old days of football.
There's profit sharing. And when SMU joined, they're like, no. We don't need your profit sharing. We just want to play against your people.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's get to the good ones. In Houston is where Aaron Judge set the record for American League home runs, which I think is a really stupid statistic. They put a plaque in the stadium on the ground where the ball landed. Well,
I don't like it.
What happened? A bunch of fans took the plaque and ripped it up.
Good.
They put another one down. What happened? A bunch of fans took it, pulled it off the ground. And Houston has come out and said, we're not putting a third one down. If anything ever happened in a real game, because I am very partial to Ken Griffey Jr. plaque on the warehouse for hitting it, only person ever in the 93 All-Star Home Run Derby. That's fucking awesome.
That's cool. So the home run
derby. If anything, they should have put a plaque in the urinal in the bathroom and let me piss on it every time I go, just to commemorate where he hit his home run.
Yeah, I that's insane.
Insane that they would ever do that for another player.
It's bad.
That really, really bothered me. Here's a good one. Only good things can happen when you're dealing with Chinese people in 35,000 feet. There was a grandmother who had a crying toddler on a plane, and she felt so bad for the passengers. The story goes, she said, you're going to the bathroom, and some other person in the plane, I think 2 people, took this toddler into the bathroom, locked the door, and let them cry it out. Because the grandmother would say, I'd rather everybody have a good flight than anybody.
So they made them go deal with it in the bathroom, then let them cry in the seat?
They locked the kid in the bathroom, and I think to make sure it was kosher, somebody was in there with the kid crying. That way they weren't just wailing through the whole flight.
So like a parent was in there with the kid?
Somebody was in there with the kid, yes.
She is living in 2036. She's so ahead of the game. That's fantastic.
I think she got in a lot of trouble.
Why? She's ethical. I hate when the kid cries behind me. As long as the kid's not in there alone, she's in the right.
My favorite story of the weekend, in the Republican Democratic of Congo, I don't even know what it's officially called, there was a prison break where lots of people, I assume they were very nice gentlemen. Maybe they were large, maybe they were small.
I love when they just run amok.
Well, there was a problem. 100 of them died in this prison outbreak. Only like a dozen or two were shot by the guards. Most of them died by being trampled by the other prisoners. It was Mufasa, Simba. Simba's on the gorge. Get Mufasa. Hyenas, wildebeest everywhere. People died, Zach.
You know what? Wait, they were trampled by each other or trampled by animals?
By each other. You think there's... Oh, my God.
There could be. But anyway...
It's Battle of the Bastards. People are trampling each other.
I bet you the prison goes, problem solved on our end. Now we got some vacancy. They're probably thrilled. They didn't have to do anything.
No honor amongst thieves. That's terrible.
But the prison is probably thrilled. Well, we cleared out 2/3 of it. We're good here. Bring more people in.
To make what?
More jail. More space. Let's just... It's essentially the purge. They have now solved crime.
Julia asked me about her hairbrush. A 4-year-old boy smashes the Bronze Age jar in Israel. Panda gives birth to twins at age 19, but it's 57. That system's fucked. Capri Sun goes to bottles. California bans Twinkies. Maybe they're the Twinkies. Retro cars going electric. Auga! Electric. I would fucking love that. My cousin Carly selling swag on the internet. Philadelphia couple rolls into river. Also the whole Kamala thing. QR codes on helmets are banned. Aaron Judge plaque in Houston. Fuck the Astros. Them too. Crying toddler locked in the bathroom. And 100 prisoners trampled on the gorge.
1,000% Capri Sun. That was their whole thing. The pouch. Wow. They're just another shitty drink at this point. It's poison inside the pouch. The pouch is the actual best part of the whole thing.
I can't believe this game hasn't started yet. I'm glad we did.
It's endless.
Boozer Day of the podcast. Thanks for listening to tonight's episode. We had
fun. Happy anniversary, Samantha.
We're gonna keep doing this. Zach, give me a Super Bowl prediction.
Ooh, a Super Bowl prediction. Well, definitely the Jets. Honestly, it might be the rematch of last year. NFC is so thin.
Never.
You don't think Chiefs are going back?
Ravens, Eagles, Ravens win. How you doing?
All birds.